It all begins with a thought. Behind every action that we have, behind every behavior, everything, there's a thought behind it. Most of our thoughts are unconscious. However, when you become aware of your thoughts, you can take control of the thoughts. Thoughts also trigger the emotional state you are in. And that is very, very important to pay attention to, because your emotional states pretty much tell you, in general terms, where your thoughts are focused on. Whenever you are in a negative emotional state, I can guarantee you with certainty that at that moment, your focus, your thoughts are on things that you want to avoid in your life. Something that you move away from, something that you want to get rid of, or something that you want to have less in your life. And always when your thoughts on those kind of things, you have a negative feeling. On the other hand, every time you are in a very positive state of mind, then your thoughts are on things that you want to move towards, that you want to have more in your life, and so on. So your emotional states give you kind of a clue what you're thinking about. And when you change the focus of your thoughts, you change your emotional state. And with the change of focus of your thoughts, you start to guide your life, because the actions and behaviors always follow the thoughts. So if your thoughts are something like bad that has happened, and by the way, the funny thing is that I would say 99% of our thoughts are somehow based on the past. Even if when you are planning the future, your thoughts about the future are based on the past, that you think is possible, what has happened to you. So the thoughts on automation are based on our beliefs, our values, our habits, our paradigms, and so on. And they are always in the past. So to take control of your thoughts is really, first of all, to become aware of what you're thinking. And like I said, a very good hint is your emotional state. By becoming aware of your thoughts, you can take control of your thoughts and really deliberately think on things that you want to happen in your life. This is the way you change your life, by taking control of your thoughts. Chapter 18 in my book, Words of Wisdom, is about thought. And again, there are several quotes from wise people in the book. And I would like to read here a very wise thought that is from Sydney Banks. And here's what Sydney Banks has to say about thought and consciousness and so on. What are mind, consciousness, and thought? Mind is the intelligence of all things. Consciousness makes you aware, and thought is like the rudder of a ship. It guides you through life, and if you learn to use that rudder properly, you can guide your way through life far better than you ever imagined. So, thoughts are like the steering wheel or a rudder. So when you take control of your thoughts, you start to be in charge of your life. That's how it really goes. And like I said, becoming aware is the first step. meditation, I think, is a very good practice to become aware of your thoughts. It's not the only one. Basically, you need to just stop. And I would recommend several times a day, just stop and think. What are you thinking about? And start to learn to practice to think deliberately. Think about what you really want. And there is the kind of a secret to take control of your life. Take control of your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it gave you some new thoughts about your life and how to take control of it. Thank you so much, and be well.